A very good morning, students. So today we are going to start new chapter of geography portion, natural vegetation and wildlife. So students, first of all, it is very important to know what is natural vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to the plant community. Whenever this plant community grows in any region on its own, then it is called natural vegetation. It is made up of different types of trees, plants, creepers, and bushes. So these are natural vegetation. It is made up and these are natural vegetation. Okay, and so these are natural, but uh, all types of forests are not natural vegetation, because there are uh, times where forests are being developed. So when forest is developed by a forestation, social forestry, or any other, then it cannot be called a natural vegetation. It is different thing, right? Next is about the very important terms is the term of flora and fauna, right? We are talking about this topic. So students, it is very easy to remember about the flora and fauna. Suppose the flora word, you have to keep it in your mind, flora and fauna. But when you have to write flora, so here you have to keep L-O, flora. It means flower. Okay, it means flower. Flower means plants. Denote plants of a particular region or a period. Now next word is fauna. Fauna, fauna. So here you have to keep it in your mind, A. So through this you can easily understand A means animal. Okay, so A means animal. So here flora means plants and fauna means animals, species, right? So in India there are many types of plants and animals. It is like a kingdom. Now there are certain factors that are responsible for such a diversity. Let's read about each in brief. First of all, there are the factors divided in two broad categories. One is relief. Okay, one is relief and another one is climate, right? These are the two factors, very important factors, relief and climate. So under relief factor we have land land and soil. Let's start. Land has a direct and indirect effect on the natural vegetation. You will not find same type of plant everywhere. For example, in mountain and plateau you will find different types of trees and agriculture also. Coming to the soil, just like land, soils, we can see variation in soils also, right? We can be seen in different places. Different soils we can see in the different places. There are 6 to 7 types of soil found in India. Hence different types of soil produce different kinds of plants. Like alluvial soil grows rice and sugar cane. Black soil is good for cotton, right? And red is for oilseed. Mountain soil is for paddy, wheat. Desert soil is for date and palm. So that is the role of soil. Now student, next is climate. Temperature plays a very important role in the growth of plants and trees, because the temperature, air and humidity as the environment changes, right? That's why you can see, as go away from the equator. So I just show you through the diagram. This is equator, and here you can see this portion and this portion, and then this portion. I will divide it, and this is the portion is frigid zone, right? And this is the portion is temperate. Then the next part is torrid, right? This is equator, and again it is torrid, then temperate, and this portion is called frigid zone. Okay, so temperature decreases and the type of vegetation covered also changes near the equator. You will find evergreen forests where trees such as rosewood, mahogany are found. But then if you go to Himalayas, okay, if you will go to Himalayas region, there you will find coniferous forests where such trees like pine, devdar, even cheed, have you heard about this, are found. So role of temperature is very important, right? In the box, here in the box you can see, yes, this box you can see the temperature characteristics of the vegetation zone. Yeah, here you can see here, this is temperature characteristics of vegetation zone. So if you look at the picture below, this is how these are divided in terms of zone, right? Tropical, subtropical, temperate, and alpine, right? So uh, in this picture, in this table, you have the equator, the region between Tropic of Cancer and uh, Tropic of Capricorn, right? If I draw here picture, so here it divides in this part. Okay, so Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is called torrid zone or subtropical zone. And then we have temperate zone. Okay, this is equator, 0 degree Celsius, 0 degree equator, and then this is tropic, and then temperate zone. I'll mention it from TRO, tropic, and then the last portion is frigid, F, frigid zone to alpine region. So alpine is nothing, okay, this alpine is nothing. But frigid zone, you see the temperature decreases. In the frigid zone, always you can see freeze, okay. So always you can see low temperature in this area, right? Next is, in other word, we can also say that as we move away from the equator, both in the northern part or southern part, okay, northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, the temperature decreases. Always you can say the high temperature you can see in this portion, but always temperature decreases in the northern poles and in the southern poles, because sun's rays always reach in this part directly, okay, in the horizontally, uh, sorry, vertically it reaches in this part. Now next is, let's read about ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? So these all things you have to study, students, you have to read these all paragraphs. Now next is about the ecosystem. Ecosystem is not mentioned in your book, but I'll just tell you about the ecosystem, students. Ecosystem is the like a community in which many different organisms uh, interact with physical environment. So basically it's complex network which is interconnected. So means uh, Like if I'll give you a example, so through the food chain you can understand it easily. Now I want to tell you about the food chain, animals in forest. So in the beginning we have a tree or plant, some small insects and bugs, they lie on plants, they eat plants. Now apart from the insects and bugs, there is an animal, rabbits, they also eat plants because they are herbivorous. Now from here the chain starts. So this is the meaning of ecosystem, this entire system based on plants, which is called vegetation. Even in this system, human being also part of this system, but people use these resources for their own uses. Okay, so in the next video we will discuss about the types of vegetation. Till then, thank you so much, students.